Picture this: a bustling factory floor in Guangzhou, China. The air hums with the rhythmic clatter of sewing machines. Workers sit shoulder to shoulder, stitching colorful fabrics that will soon become trendy tops and dresses destined for wardrobes across the globe. This is the Shein village, the heart of the fast fashion giant's supply chain, where dreams of a better life are sown. Thread by thread, hour by hour. But behind this seemingly efficient operation lies a story of exhaustion, exploitation, and ethical dilemmas. Shein burst onto the global stage with irresistible offers: 10 dresses, 7 crop tops, and even $30 wedding gowns. It wasn't just about affordability, it was a revolution in how fashion was made and sold. Small batch production, rapid trend adaptation, and a digital first approach turned Shein into a household name. Millions of young shoppers eagerly refreshed their apps, hunting for the latest bargain. But as Shein's popularity soared, so did the scrutiny of its business practices. In November 2021, a Swiss NGO, Public Eye, published a report that sent shockwaves through the industry. Their investigators uncovered grueling 75-hour work weeks in Shein's supplier factories. Workers often had just one day off per month. Interviews with employees revealed unsafe working conditions, including barred windows and a lack of emergency exits. Some even worked without contracts, driven by a piece rate payment system that incentivized endless hours of labor to earn a livable wage. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine being paid less than $1 for sewing a t-shirt. Imagine working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, in a factory where safety is an afterthought. For many of these workers, this is not imagination, it's reality. But who is responsible for this reality? Consumers, corporations, governments? Shein's business model is, in part, a response to consumer demand for cheap, trendy clothing. Every time we click buy on a $7 sweater, we cast a vote for how it was made. Yet, the price of that bargain isn't just monetary, it's paid in the form of human labor, environmental degradation, and compromised ethics. At the same time, Shein's meteoric rise highlights systemic issues in the fast fashion industry. Transparency is scarce, responsibility is fragmented, and the drive for profit often overshadows basic human rights. To its credit, Shein has a supplier code of conduct, promising safe workplaces and fair wages. But promises alone are not enough. Without robust enforcement and transparency, such codes risk being little more than marketing tools. Public Eye's findings revealed the gaps between Shein's commitments and the lived realities of its workers. The challenge here is twofold. On one hand, companies like Shein must take ownership of their supply chains. On the other, consumers and policymakers must push for systemic change. Boycotting fast fashion, advocating for better labor laws, and demanding transparency are all part of the solution. Shein is not alone in facing these challenges. The fast fashion industry, by its very nature, is rife with ethical dilemmas. But this story is about more than just one company. It's about rethinking how we value the things we buy. Cheap clothes often come with hidden costs, costs borne by the planet and the people who make them. We must ask ourselves, is it possible to balance affordability with ethics? Can companies meet consumer demands without compromising human dignity? These questions are not easy, but they are necessary. As we wrap up, consider this. In a world driven by instant gratification and endless consumption, corporate social responsibility and business ethics are not optional, they are essential. Shein's story is a cautionary tale, a mirror reflecting the choices we make as consumers and the actions corporations take in our name. Imagine a future where fast fashion is not synonymous with exploitation, but with empowerment, where workers are treated with dignity and clothing is made sustainably. That future is possible, but only if we, as consumers, corporations, and policymakers, choose to prioritize ethics over expedience. The question is, will we? As you leave here today, I urge you to think about the stories behind the clothes you wear. Behind every thread, there's a worker, a system, a choice. Let's make those choices count for them, for us, and for the world we share.